is you want to know how bad the healthcare bill is? Jake Tapper sniffs it out, and he's got on Tom Price. It's got Tom Price on, Health and Human Services Secretary. Here we go. And so what the Republican healthcare bill did in the House was cuts almost $1 trillion in taxes from the people who don't need it, the richest people in the country. And let's remember, when Barack Obama was president, all the new income in America from the recovery went to the upper 1%. And what are we doing now? We're going to cut their taxes. We're the ones hurting. We're the ones that need health care. And Trump comes in and the Republicans come in. And what do? They cut taxes for the people who don't need it. And they take health care away from the people who do. So Trump said we're going to be winning so much you're going to be sick of it. Well, here they had a win. They passed the bill in the House. That's a win. And everybody else is sick. That's right. So here, I stole that from someone. Someone tweeted that at me when I was doing the Young Turks, and I went writing it down, stealing it. So here's Tom Price. Jake Tapper asked him about the $1 trillion. I think it's $800 billion they're cutting from Medicaid. And somehow he's going to try and pretend that that's not a cut in services, that people will actually get better care now that we're cutting $1 trillion out of the budget for it. Here we go.
Congressional Budget Office, the health care bill that just passed the House would cut $880 billion over 10 years from Medicaid. Now, I know that the Trump administration is excited that Medicaid will go back to the states where they have more control and can experiment and be more efficient. But without question, $880 billion fewer dollars is a cut. How is this not a broken promise?
Okay, so it is a broken promise, and it is a cut, and it's an unbelievably big cut. Almost $1 trillion. And now watch how good this guy is at lying. Because not one time does he stutter or go, or trip over his words. This is how you lie. You confidently lie, and you speak quickly and assertively. Watch this.
Well, look at the Medicaid program that we have right now, Jake, and that's a program where 1/3 of the physicians that ought to be seeing Medicaid patients aren't. And that's because there's a fundamental flaw within the program itself. So what we're trying to do is to, and we ask you and the American people.
Yeah, the fundamental flaw is that they don't get paid enough to take care of those people. That's why they don't take care of people they don't take the Medicaid patients, because Medicaid doesn't reimburse doctors enough. So what you should be doing is, we're going to give them more money to reimburse them, so now they'll take care of everybody. Like Medicare. Because Medicaid doesn't reimburse as well. Now we're going to have parity. But that's not what he's saying. So he's saying, we got a problem. And how am I going to fix it? I'm going to make it worse. So we got a problem, meaning we should reimburse the doctors more so they'll take care of the people. But what he's saying is he's saying a real problem and then pretending he has a solution for it. And he does it really confidently, so it's hard to tell that he's full of shit. That's how you lie. That's how you lie when you're good at it. You give specifics, you do this, you don't stumble. That's how you do it.
To imagine a Medicaid system that actually works better for patients. Medicaid is a system that deals with the disabled, the elderly, healthy moms, and kids. And yet the federal government up to this point has said to the states, you've got to treat every single one of those individuals exactly the same.
And everyone knows you're supposed to treat rich people better. Right? That's bull. Okay.
Doesn't make any sense to anybody. So what we're fashioning is a system that would allow the states to...
What they're fashioning is less care with lower quality.
Tailor their Medicaid program to those specific individuals, thereby saving money, yes, but also making it so that they have a higher level of care, higher quality of care than they currently do. That sounds like it makes a lot of sense.
Well, I know a little bit about this because my dad...
So that sounds like it makes a lot of sense. Nothing that guy just said made any sense whatsoever. So he outlines a problem and says, now we're going to make it better. We're going to get better care. Why? Because we're going to cut almost $1 trillion out of that program. What kind of sense does that make? That's what he just
No,
said, right?
it's like the people that are like, yeah, we really need to have living wages in this country. Well, how are we going to do that? We're going to eliminate all minimum wage laws. We're going to do that. You can just pay whatever you want.
Yes. Here we go.
It makes a lot of sense.
Well, I know a little bit about this because my dad is a pediatrician in South Philadelphia, and he takes Medicaid dollars. And one of the reasons why so many of his colleagues do not is because the Medicaid reimbursement level for doctors is so little, as opposed to, for instance, the reimbursement level for Medicare, which is for seniors. Why will cutting $880 billion over 10 years from the program encourage doctors to keep taking it? It sounds to me that it will actually discourage doctors. Less money, lower reimbursement rates.
Well, remember what the 800...
So there you go. You're cutting $1 trillion from the thing. My dad's a doctor. He does take Medicaid. He knows the reason why other doctors don't is because of the reimbursement rates are too low. So what we should be doing is giving more money so we can up the reimbursement rates, and that would take care of people. By the way, we're the richest country in the world, and we're going to spend $55 billion more on bombs we don't need. And let's hear what he has to say. Let's hear the bullshit that he has to say back. Ready? Because that's all this is.
What the $880 billion is off of. It's off what's called a baseline, which is what the federal government, what the Congressional Budget Office says we would spend if we just continued current law.
So just keep talking really fast and keep saying it, and have your eyes go really big and be really assertive. Okay?
The fact of the matter is that Medicaid spending under the proposal and under the budget goes up every single year, and it goes up by a factor that's great.
So he's just lying nonstop, right? So if defunding something makes that thing stronger and better, then this is the best healthcare plan ever. Oh, you know what? We got to when we have a blizzard, we got to get more trucks out on the road. How do we do that? We cut the money for those trucks. Really? Then we'll have more plows on the street. If you want more snow plows, you cut the money for them. That's how it works. You want more teachers? Slash the education budget. You want to have more bombs? Get rid of the funding for the Pentagon. I mean, this is what he's literally trying to pass off as.
Money is like kryptonite for growth.
You know, Jimmy, I was reading a little bit about him, about Price, and what I found out that Wall Street Journal reported that Price had traded more than $300,000 in healthcare stocks over the last 4 years while advocating and sponsoring bills that could have affected the stocks of those companies.
Yeah, in a just world, he would be in prison for fraud, conflict of interest, all that stuff. In a just world, he would be fined heavily. He wouldn't be allowed to do that. But we live in a world where guys like that write the rules. Guys who lie at the top of their lungs, full speed without stuttering or blinking an eye. On television, he's doing that to a guy who he knows better. He knows Jake Tapper knows better. But he's like, ha, I got my lie, and you can't crack it. I could just keep saying this. All I have to do is say it. I just say, no, it's going to be better. But you're cutting the money. Yeah, but it's going to get better. So now anybody who's on Medicaid knows it's not going to get better, and it's going to get worse. And guess what states are going to get hurt the worst? Red states. So we know so there you go. So there's Tom Price lying at the top of his lungs. That's what the Republicans have left after this bill. By the way, the bill's going to go to the Senate, and I wonder if it even makes it out of the Senate. There might be something that comes out of the Senate, but it ain't going to be this. It ain't going to be something that, well, we'll see. By the way, the Republicans, when they impeached Bill Clinton, they knew they were going to take a political hit. It wasn't popular. Just like this, repealing Obamacare is not popular. Impeaching Bill Clinton was not popular. They did it anyway. Why? Because Republicans cower in fear to their base, whereas Democrats openly mock and ridicule their base. And that's the difference. So here's Bernie Sanders in West Virginia You want to see what wins for Democrats? This is what wins for Democrats. This is what wins for Republicans. This is what wins for anybody. But Democrats and Republicans won't mention this because they're bought.
What do you think? Do you think we should join other countries and guarantee health care as a right of all?
Yeah, I think every American citizen should have health care. Some way or some shape.
That's actually...
That was Chris Hayes with his shirt rolled up. Essentially rolled up like he's working. So that's how you win elections. That's what the people want. And here is Jake Tapper coming right back at Tom Price.
Are you actually saying that $880 billion in cuts, according to the CBO, however you want to talk about that not being a cut, that's actually not going to result in millions of Americans not getting Medicaid?
Absolutely not. And we...
So he just keeps going. I just absolutely not. It's just so, yeah. So you're going to take $1 trillion away from it and you're going to make it better? Absolutely, yes. Man, I'm just going to keep saying it because this bill, by the way, isn't going to kick in until after 2018. And by then, I'm going to have a couple $1 million in lobbying contracts. So I would have to pay a price. So there you go. Profile and Kurt. Jake Tapper, by the way, doing a great job. Good. This is 2 days in a row. I'm saying kudos to Jake Tapper.
Yeah, man, he's been doing some cool stuff lately.
Jake Tapper, good on you. He is the best thing they have over there at that CNN. I know that's not saying much, but good for you, Jake. So this is it. So the healthcare bill, if the Trump gutting net neutrality, Trump letting people sell your browsing history, you have no privacy, him ramping up bombing in Syria, if all these things didn't reveal to you that he's filling his cabinet with Goldman Sachs people, he drained the swamp and he found his cabinet at the bottom. Holy shit. So if none of this, so this is when you start to feel like a chump. I know what that feels like because I voted for Barack Obama. And this is if you're honest with yourself as a Trump voter, this is when you go, God damn it, yeah, but you didn't have another choice. I get it. You didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. I voted for fucking Jill Stein. So that was my choice. So next time, we'll see. Maybe the Democrats will give us a real choice. I doubt it. We'll see what happens. Chump, chump, chump.